What's up, guys? Nature Girl 30 here. If I sound like I'm in a bit of a somber mood, it's because I just found out what happened in Charleston on Wednesday. There was a very vicious hate crime that happened in one of the historical African American churches down in Charleston, South Carolina, and it's kind of disheartening to hear that there was a hate crime in such a historical place, let alone a church on Wednesday. You never really expected. I mean, I never expected any of that to happen, and it really does break my heart just to hear that there were a lot of victims in this horrible hate crime shooting. From what I know, the guy is arrested, but it's still pretty disheartening that only there were two survivors out of the many that were killed during that time. But all I can say is for those for the victims that had to go through this, from the families and the friends that go through the loss of their friends after the shooting, I'm just asking if you guys can just say a prayer or just think of the families of the victims that are going through this right now. And it's a shame. I never really expected it to happen, and let alone in a church, and it is heartbreaking. But this is my mini Q&A, and I do have two individuals that did send me questions, and I'm going to go ahead and respond to those questions. But I do thank you guys for sending questions in. And like I said before, by all means, say some prayers. Well, if you can just give it's kind of, like I said, it is pretty tough to, it is kind of disheartening just to hear. And Charleston's not that far from me, but either or, I never expected anything like this to happen, and it really does break my heart that all these families are going through what they're going through, as well as the friends of the victims. But guys, just say a prayer to the families and friends who are going through a huge loss at this point, and I could fathom what they're going through, but like I said, I'm gonna get on with my Q&A. And my first set of questions, my first question comes from Dustin Nunn. I'm sorry. Do you think the WWE will purchase TNA so that they can show TNA classic matches on and pay-per-views on the WWE network? No, I don't think that's gonna happen. TNA has been a rival for a very long time. They're just now considering getting, is a huge rumor that they might have Austin Aries on NXT. But honestly, they're going to be straight up the NXT brand. I doubt they're going to be on the main roster. And I doubt that the WWE Network wants to pick them up at all, even though they could possibly buy them out. And that could be a possibility. But will Dixie Carter let up? I doubt it. But I don't really see that happening. I don't. I could be wrong. And my final set of questions comes from Final Limits. Thoughts on Dusty Rhodes passing? Dusty Rhodes has been sick for a long time. I think he's been a diabetic for a very long time, and it was heartbreaking to know that he passed away, but his legend still lives on in the hearts of all the fans, as well as the wrestling family. And it was pretty sad to hear that Dusty Rhodes was gone, but it's not the fact. I really don't feel like he's completely gone, because I have so many great memories of him, and he's still in my heart as well as in my mind, and great memories of my childhood. So technically he's still with me. But in that case, it was sad to hear that he is gone, and honestly, he will always be a legend, and we all miss him, and I know I do. Are you scared that one day the Nature Boy Ric Flair might be next? All I can say is that, that happens in this life. And I'm not really scared for Ric Flair, but I do know that I will really miss Ric Flair. It will break my heart completely when he does pass away. But I know that in this life, death is a part of life. But I will say this. Ric Flair will always be a legend. That no one can take that from him. His name, his honor that he brought to every belt he ever had, that will never be taken from him. And it will really break my heart knowing that Ric Flair is gone, but he ain't gone yet. So I'm not really betting on it, and I'm not gonna be, thinking that far ahead. I'm just gonna enjoy Ric Flair while he's here. That's me. um, what if Undertaker and Hulk Hogan was next? All I know is, like I said before, death is a part of life. And as much as I love these wrestlers, and I do, all I can say is that it will break my heart knowing that they're gone, but their legend will still live on. That's what I believe. They will always be there. So regardless of who passes away and which legend actually does pass away, and I'm not even gonna think about that. I'm just gonna think about how they are now, with them being here now, and enjoy them while they're here. I mean, that's just that's all I can do. I mean, that's all I will do. I'm not gonna think so far ahead. I'm not gonna worry myself about that. But I am fans of these guys, and I am fans of everything that they've done. And all I can say is this: they brought a lot of legendary history and honor to their name, as well as their career is something to be is honorable in itself. But guys, all I can say is that this is my Q&A. This is my mini Q&A, and like I said before, for those, just say a prayer, or just say a prayer for those victims, for those victims that are going through a lot of loss right now after the shootings that happened yesterday at that church. So if you could just say a prayer out for them, that'll be great, guys. But that's it for me. If you do have any other questions that you want to send me, by all means, send them down to my YouTube inbox or on Twitter at @RKH30 #NatureGirl Q&A. It's NatureGirl30 signing off. Peace out, guys. Later.